Oh my God, I put him to sleep.
Oh, we got it. We got a gag going.
He's just so boring.
What a time to be alive.
Take my hand, off to Never, Never Land.
First off, that's exactly what I thought it was. Are you sure? I'm assuming we're live by all the comments.
Hold on. I don't know if we're live or not.
My end of things is saying
it looks
we're
like
not
people
live.
saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, people must have saw it. We better be live. Oh my God.
No, we're not live right now, but they saw it. I don't know how that works.
How does that work? All right, someone comment if we're live right now.
I think Ben just played an intro.
Oh, we're live now. All right. Oh my God. That was incredible. That's almost exactly what I thought you were going to do when you mentioned when you were asking those questions. Thank you, everybody, for that.
Appreciate it.
Our end of things was still saying go live, like waiting. So, no, that was amazing, and now I feel like I need to rewatch it. Oh, look at Mr. Woodwick here.
Nice.
We got Woodwick
Snipping the
candles
candle.
after the entrance.
You just wait for AI, buddy.
Oh boy. Thank you everybody for joining us as always on Jackrabbit Illustrated. As always, I am your host, Thumper, the Sandman Lidkey, and joined by my co-hosts, Alex Kenkel and Ben Pearson. We're as always on the Jackrabbit Illustrated YouTube and Facebook, and of course we're on the FFN YouTube channel. After we got done with that episode last time, my wife gave me like a 5-minute dissertation on what woodwick candles are and why the cutter exists and everything. And then she proceeded to say most people don't have the cutter. They're just fancy. So, so we should call him Reba because he's fancy.
My wife is fancy. I am.
Yeah, your wife is fancy. There we go. You call her Reba. But now I got to do all the sponsors, Ben. God damn it.
Not all at once.
Jackrabbit Illustrated. We are brought to you by our title sponsor, as always, Kubota Dealers of South Dakota, with 9 locations across the great state of South Dakota. There is always a Kubota dealer near you to get you into some orange equipment today for your home, your acreage, your homestead, your ranch or farm. They've got everything you might need, from tractors to skid steers to everything in between, snow blowers, every attachment that you might need for that equipment to get your jobs done around the house or make it easier. Get into Kubota dealer today and get yourself into some orange equipment. They've got parts and service as well in those locations, so you can get your equipment properly serviced at the end or beginning of the year. So head on down to Kubota Dealers of South Dakota. And of course, Scared Money Don't Make Money is brought to you by our show sponsor, Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill of Brookings, South Dakota, with 30,000 TVs on the wall space there, and the number one place to watch SDSU football, baseball, anything, any sport. Pick a sport: soccer, volleyball, everything. They've got it all there. The soccer team you'll be able to watch, I'm sure, there when they take on Iowa in the playoffs. So head on down to Cubby's, check that action out. And they'll be hosting Chase Mason's we have umbrage with this statement, Zach. We'll address that later. You should be in Indiana State, brother. Anyways, so abominable. Anyways, Chase Mason will be having his Lemon Top Challenge meeting down at Cubby's this Thursday, starting at 6:30. You can get down there and raise money for Alex's lemonade stand with Chase Mason. Meet him. I'm sure he'll do autographs and everything else and get some pictures and all that jazz. He'll be there from 6:30 until 8. So head down to Cubby's Sports Bar and Grill and
pay $1,000 in sign an NDA, he'll tell you what his status is for Saturday.
Yes, we haven't gotten that approved, but I got a feeling that they would do that. So
Tell him that's what we said. And I'm sure it'll work.
yeah, the JI
It's
guys
worked before.
sign an yeah, right, NDA, and pay $1,000 to the fund. Then I'll get. That's why Coach Jackson donated.
That's true.
He needed to know.
He needed to know, so he signed the NDA. Yeah. So, anyways, head down to Cubby Sports Bar and Grill in downtown Brookings, the #1 sports bar in South Dakota. So, yes, and
All right.
yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
Of course, thinking of Deutsch at Cubby's and his family and friends there, with everything he's fighting with the tumor and everything there, because that's a tough deal. So,
All right, we get a pick recap sponsor.
Yeah, pick recap sponsor brought to you by Blue Tide Car Wash of Brookings, Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Mitchell. 19 locations across Sioux Falls. Any get and go gas station that has a car wash is a Blue Tide Car Wash. You can use an unlimited membership there, or you can spend through once. You don't have to get the unlimited membership, but it saves you a bunch of money when you use it a bunch. With the season continuing on here and basketball season picking up, I think most of us are in Brookings enough that alone, even if you don't live in the area, you could still get a car wash every time you're in Brookings and it would pay off for you to do so, and that will keep your car nice and clean. Without saying, the pick recap's brought to you by the Call Map. You can hear my sweet dulcet tones and fight your insomnia, and that's probably correct, because apparently my voice is just nap time formula.
We'll just upload your monologues from the podcast and then right to sleep. All right. So, yeah, Zach, we have a problem with your statement there that you're saying that you're not going to Indiana State.
We picked the spread on this show, Zach.
Yeah. Last time I checked, we were picking against the spread.
And you guaranteed Murray State would cover the spread. And if they didn't, you'd go to Mercer. Yeah, sorry. Mercer would cover the spread, or you'd go to Indiana State. So, that was the claim.
You just wait till JIAI and you'll see what's going to happen.
One of us will see you there, so it'll be great.
Well, unless it's Alex, he might be selling woodwick candles. We haven't decided that for sure yet.
Right. He's got to go in a giant woodwick candle costume.
So, speaking of that Mercer game, they snuck it out against Western Carolina 49-47, but did not cover. And so Zach is going to Indiana State, and that was a wild finish. Zach said we're sitting row one on the 50-yard line together. That would be hilarious. Actually,
are you going to do wizard sticks with us too?
If you guys went and
they do that in the South,
painted your bodies blue and stuff, and sat on the 50-yard line. I need to see that.
You'd make Sickos committee for sure.
Oh yeah. Lamar won 14-12 and covered. They were underdogs. And UNI, Murray State failed me. UNI won 31-14 and covered. Murray State did not cover again. Damn it, Michael Batts. Illinois State won big over Indiana State 52-20. Youngstown State beat Southern Illinois 48-38 and covered. And UND covered against NDSU but lost 15-10. And then USD covered and won 24-17 against us. I went 3-4. Brendan went 4-3. Alex went 3-4. And the Kinkelmata went 4-3 because it didn't submit picks for Mercer or Lamar. So
take them L's, model.
But he still tied me even with the L's, which is
he beat
sad.
You. He tied me.
Yeah, that's true. He beat me with
wow. Look at this guy.
Losses.
Wow, he's in the lead, and all of a sudden he thinks he wins every week, no matter what. Look at this guy. Ain't no hobby.
The crazy is I'm not that far ahead anymore. I'm at 45-39. You're at 41-43. Alex is at 40-44, and then the model's way ahead at 51-33. So.
Just epic choke shot and ends up going to Terre Haute.
I wasn't ever ahead by that much.
Yeah, the whole time you've been ahead by a bunch.
No.
You were talking shit about it. You were ahead by so much.
God dang it. My internet's going to crash out again here.
Yeah.
Naturally.
No, before I do JIAI, you tell them the
wiggle
sponsor for JIAI.
wiggle the cable to the router. The sponsor for JIAI.
Oh, we're losing him.
I lost it.
No, he's there. I'm fading.
Do
I'm
the
fading.
sponsor.
No, I'm still there. It's Hadrick's Ranch. Proudly bringing you Ranch. No, Hadrick's Ranch, the best beef that you can buy anywhere in the country. In my opinion, it is terrific quality beef. Really good deal. If you're looking to find yourself a whole steer to get yourself, half steer, quarter, whatever. They got great other packages as well. Like tailgater package comes with a brisket and a couple other things in there. That's terrific. Worth every penny. They ship anywhere in the continental United States for free. You get a discount if you pick it up. I know Troy's in Sioux Falls and Brookings quite a bit, especially with the Jacks games going on. So you can always meet up with him there when he's around. If it's something that's possible, don't expect it. Don't call and be like, they said no. We said if he is in Brookings, if available, he has done that before. So don't be putting that evil on our heads. But they did post a picture on Facebook about some big news coming soon, so we're excited to see that.
I'm revealing it during JIA.
Are you really? So you don't actually know what it is.
No, he doesn't
such a
actually
shit. No, this is a bit. So, but I'm very curious as what it is. It's Hadrick's looking terrific, and they're all done up with some wine glasses. So I'm curious to see what happens. Hopefully, they're not retiring and heading off into the sunset, and we don't get Hadrick's Ranch anymore. But
Right?
I don't think that's what it is.
I feel like Troy's the type of guy he's not going to retire.
I was worried that picture wasn't going to come back.
We're close to the holiday season again, so I had to bring it back out.
I'm the guy who hasn't lost the picks, hasn't had to do a picks punishment yet, and somehow my pictures end up.
You
on
had to
here
do the
more
first
often
one.
than
You
that.
had to do the cat ears.
Oh yeah, I did that stupid cat ear mic headsets. God, that was awful.
Yeah, that
Those
was
things hurt my head.
That was so weak looking back. Like it's just ramped up since
Compared to the other two.
yeah,
Gotten better. Oh, the hot dog costume wasn't that bad.
I mean, okay. Anyway, all right.
Say why it's bad. Go ahead.
It's just bad. All right. First up, we've got a clip from the Dome.
All right, fellas, let's settle in.
I can't look directly
Oh
at
my
it.
God, he looks like he's unicorn.
Shout out to Coach Johansson. He was a good sport about it.
He was a good sport
on Twitter, which I love to see.
Yeah. As a guy who wears a hat for a reason, I respect it.
This one's for you, Zach. We've got receipts.
Hey, Zach just put out there he's going to meet us at Indiana State if he's wrong next year. He's super confident in this. Oh my God!
Is he saying to have Mercer cover or just win?
The cover.
Cover.
Oh Lord, what have I done?
It got the southern accent though. That was pretty good.
I told him
Voice
it
wasn't
southern.
quite as buttery, but it was pretty good.
No,
Yeah.
not quite. So yeah, the big Hadrick Ranch announcement. Shout out to Troy for letting me announce this on JIA.
Hey, I'm Troy Hadrick, and welcome to Hadrick Ranch here in Fulton, South Dakota.
Oh no, I screwed it up.
What have you done?
I'm panicking. Why
Oh
is
my
it?
God! Oh my God!
Hey, I'm
What
Troy
have
Hadrick, and welcome to Hadrick Ranch here in Fulton, South Dakota. I've got something new for y'all. This is Hadrick Ranch, our very own dressing, made in partnership with our friends at Jackrabbit Illustrated.
See, I've already got the commercial done, so I'm excited for the announcement tomorrow.
He's gonna get so sick of our shit.
Listen, I think he loves it. I think Stacy's going to get very sick of us.
Yeah, Stacy's gonna punch one of us in the face at tailgate. She doesn't walk up. Ranch, come here. Hey, got something for you. It's right here. It's in my pocket. Wham! Quick uppercut right to the teeth.
Is the screen bad? We're gonna have to work on that.
Your
All right.
your ratios on your presented screen are just a little goofy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know what to do about that.
Like
like
if
a
you have
fake-
like wood wick candles,
I don't know what a woodwick candle is.
it's a candle with a wood wick. So if we could once again try to get the train back on the tracks.
It's Candle Hour with Alex Kenkel. it more sensual when you use the candle clipper or
Yes.
Woodwick candle?
As I've tried to say 5 damn times now, it's just a candle with a wood wick, and it smells nice.
Set Woodwick candles.
Woodwick candles with Woodwicks.
Anyways, about these Woodwick candles.
When does Woodwick Candles be your sponsor?
Hi, I'm Alex Kenkel, and you need a Woodwick candle trimmer. Step 1, trim that wick like a pro. Look at that precision. Scissors, 2 mainstream. Step 2, light it and listen. That's real crackle, folks. Do you need this? Absolutely not. Do you...
Thank you, Woodwick Candles, for the non-sponsorship.
Just, Alex, you brought this all on when you're like, it's a candle with a wood wick. Wow, thank you.
That's what it is, dude.
All right. Last but not least, we have a little motivation.
It's not my fault you are dense.
Getting back up into the fight.
That about sums it up. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
God.
get to the picks for this week. What do we got for a sponsor now?
It's you, Innovative Engineering.
Innovative Engineering.
Look how fast Ben is trying to burn through this.
I know he didn't even let me give my thoughts on the last game. He's just trying to keep it all going.
Yeah, he skipped Alex's thoughts on the last game. He skipped any comments on any of the games. He's like,
After I read Innovative Engineering here, if you're planning a new commercial building, restaurant, or retail space in Sioux Falls, turn to Innovative Engineering Solutions. They specialize in mechanical engineering design, including HVAC, plumbing, and others. And if you're building from the ground up or retrofitting, their team brings precision, creativity, and performance to every project. Visit innovative-engr.com to learn more. Thank you, Innovative Engineering Solutions. Yeah, Jim, let's just call it now. All right. So, Alex, what are your thoughts on the SDSU-USD game?
No, we've you guys talked at length about it, talked about it in the group chat. Going back, Ben, you and I talked specifically about it after watching. Samuel Kem did a really good breakdown video on this one, as he always does. So if you've got like 30 minutes to kill, you want to know some more about last week, go check that out. But one of the big takeaways from that for me was I think there's a lot of people frustrated with Coach E right now, and I get that to an extent. I did not love the third down bubble screen. I did not love the third down stretch play. The first down play call before the field goal I also did not love. But, that's 3 play calls over the course of the game. If you go back and look, it's actually a pretty well-called game. He actually had a really good sense of the game flow, and he had some good stuff drawn up. There's just some little stuff where, in the margins there, Jack Henry made some small freshman mistakes. And then on the flip side of that, the guys got to help him out a little bit. They had the play pass where Bullock was wide open, walk-in touchdown, and it looked like he just kind of lost the ball in the lights and slowed up to try to adjust. And by the time he got going again, it was too far. Not faulting him because he had a really good game, I thought. And then I want to preface this by saying Coleman Kuntz, I thought, had a really good day, especially blocking. I think he's by far our best blocking tight end, and that's been something big we've been missing in the run game. But we ran that sweep. We ran to Jack Smith twice. Then we ran a play pass off it, and the Oats brought blitz, so the ball had to come out fast. And and part of that's, it's his second game, and he didn't play a lot versus NDSU, right? So it's not a lot of snaps on his part, and he stuck one hand up last second and it hit him right in the hand. And if he reacts quicker, he probably catches it, and it's a big play. And once again, going back to Jack Smith making some freshman mistakes. You go back and watch that as well. If he reads the safety a little better, he's got IGC for a touchdown on that same play. So once again, all this to say play calling was good. And then kind of same thing, once again, not trying to pick on Coleman Kuntz because I thought he had a really good game. But on the pick, I think he had some shared responsibility, Jack Henry, on that. He takes an outside release, and they're running a post fade concept, and Jack stares down Graham Goring the whole way. So that's why the safety, Chad was kind of frustrated in our group chat. It's like, well, the tight end was wide open. It's like, yeah, he was wide open because the safety paid zero attention to him because Jack was staring down the fade. But if Kuntz runs his post a little bit wider to make the safety respect it more, and or Jack looks off the safety, that's probably a touchdown. I thought Jack actually had a really good ball on that. And then defensively, just tackling. I think honestly, you go back and watch, and Dan talked about it in some of his media. Sorry, Coach Jackson talked about some of his media availability this week on specifically the third and long plays. We had some stunts called because Aiden Bauman's obviously not a mobile guy. So versus this week where you're going to have to be disciplined against a guy like Tommy Rittenhouse who can get out of the pocket. Why not dial up some extra pressure and try to get him on the ground? And, that opened up some run lanes. And I think the big issue there was then our DB, specifically our corners, didn't tackle very well. And that's something we got spoiled of with the likes over the years of Malik Lofton and Dyshawn Gales and Dallas Beanham. Those were guys that were excellent cover corners who were still not afraid to be physical in the run game. And I just think our current group is lacking that a little bit. Overall, the other thing I'd add, that was definitely the most pleasant experience I've had down there. Ran into Jordan Decker from the How With Us podcast to meet him in person. Super cool, super nice guy. Talked to him for 20 minutes. Actually, ran to him after the game because he had to walk all the way around to where we parked. And so the time we got done talking to Jordan, we're walking out, and Aiden Bauman's standing there talking to some fans. And he actually stopped, recognized me for media day, said hi, told him congrats. Super, super nice guy, as we've reported before. So I hate losing that game, but I guess if something good had to come out of it, I guess I'm glad Aiden Bauman as the person, not the coyote, but Aiden Bauman, the person, got a feather in his cap.
Oh, you're doing it all wrong. You're supposed to make something up and say flipped you off and then move your kids. No, he is a good guy. I do have animal facts for the people who were asking for this week. So whenever that comes around.
I did not meet the mayor, Jim. I did not. So I got down to tailgating in time to have one beer with John Colley and head in. We were running a little behind.
I do love how now when you start talking, it becomes just Woodwick Candle hour in the comments. And I'm not even sure if I think people are more focused on coming up with Woodwick Candle comments than they are listening to you.
It's fine.
Fun animal fact for the Cardinals. Not all Northern Cardinals are red. Some can be yellow. Because did you know
and they mate
that
for life?
We already did that. But
except for the ones that step out for milk and cigarettes, like Ben says.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
They take the tracker off and then they go to the store.
They go to the store for milk. Cardinals are like flamingos. They get their coloring from what they eat. So if they didn't eat what they ate, they wouldn't be red. So eating insects and berries and wild grapes and yuts and sitch, that gives them the red color. So there you go. Those are some fun facts. There's 10 more, but I mean, if you want me to go through the whole thing, you can. But yeah,
I'd say that qualifies for our game breakdown, game preview against Illinois State.
Yeah.
No, we'll get into that a little later here. First up, though, we have to pick a few non-conference games. We have first up number 18 Lamar going to number 9 Stephen F. Austin. Stephen F. Austin in the top 10. They are favored by 13 at home. Are they going to keep rolling?
Well, old Rev messaged me ahead of time and gave me his advice, and I'm going to completely ignore that. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to prattle on for about 5 minutes because I could see the hope in Ben's eyes when he looked at the timer on the screen. And I want to see it slowly drain away as it ticks towards 30 minutes. I think both of these teams are good defensive teams, and it's going to make it hard for SFA to cover 13, even though it is at home. So I will take Lamar to cover, but Stephen F. Austin to win the game.
Model has the Lumberjacks by 14.5, so it will take them to cover. And
Oh, baby.
I will disagree and go with Brendan. I think Lamar is too good on defense to where it's going to be one of those games where SFA's, probably going to get up by 3-7 and just hang around because Lamar's going to adjust on defense. They're not going to be able to score, but Lamar's offense is not that good, and they're not going to be able to score either. And it's going to be like 17-13 final score type of deal.
Yeah, I'll take Lamar as well. I think they showed against South SLU, we'll just call them that, that their defense is very good. And so I'll keep them, or I'll have them continuing that now. Next up, we have number 10, UC Davis going to number 2, Montana State. This is a big game for playoff implications. Montana State is favored by 11.5 according to FanDuel.
Model has Montana State by 16.4, so it's going to take the Cats to cover. I'll agree. I think if you looked at my poll this week, I got 0 slack from Cat fans on that at all for having them at 6. But win some ranked games if you want that respect. But I also have UC Davis at 20 because I also do not think they're good either. And I think Montana State's going to throttle them, honestly. I don't think it's going to be a close game. And I think if you look at the bigger picture FCS, don't look now, but helps our resume. I think Sac State beats Idaho by 7-10. And all of a sudden, Causeway Classic next week is a play-in game, as wild as that is to say after where Sac was at in the middle of the season.
So what line are we doing? Are we doing the FanDuel or Reddit line?
FanDuel.
FanDuel. Oh, that's a lot harder to pick.
Yeah, 11.5, not 17.
11.5. I think Montana State covers. They're still rolling. But you want to talk about interesting for playoff stuff. Have Davis win this game, and then next week have Montana win the brawl.
And Montana State's 8-4 with 0 ranked wins.
Yeah, talk about life getting weird, right? I don't think that happens, though. I think Montana State at home covers this. If it was the 17.5, I'd probably take Davis. But give me Montana State at home. They're on a mission right now. And I think they will be out to prove a point with it being some people like Alex being out there talking about how they have no ranked wins and etc. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not. But I think they'll be out to prove a point in this game. So go ahead.
I think in 2 weeks, this win might not look that good either.
Right. And Ron Lowney in the comments saying the Bobcats are favored by 15. Yeah, at Sportsbet Montana, because Sportsbet Montana can absolutely abuse you fools out there because why do you think it's
I wonder who they're going to bet on.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder why they gave the more points to the Bobcats because you're going to bet them anyways. I'd set that line at 20.
That's exactly what I was about to
still
say.
Get bet.
And it was
you're
still
lucky I don't run it.
22 by kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, it'll still get there. It's in Montana. Like, what are we talking about? You can't use that line. That's so biased.
Yeah. I'll also take Montana State. They've shown that they can score some points, and I don't. Seth Meyers says that UC Davis' stud running back is out, which strengthens the case here. Montana State by a bunch. Next up, we have a not ranked matchup, but a big playoff implication matchup. Number 5, Tennessee Tech going to FBS Kentucky. Kentucky's favored by 20.5 at home.
So I think the most surprising thing, because I think I should alternate with Alex since we're the closest. So
yep.
Yeah, sure.
I think the most surprising thing about this one is that the FanDuel spread is closer than the Reddit spread. I would think that would be different just with it being an FCS account in a game like this. And 20.5. Kentucky's not great. Like they're not in contention, in any way, shape, or form in the SEC. And
Well, they're turning in their pads already almost. I mean, they're not going to be
Right.
bowl eligible.
right. So 20 and a half points, I think, is wild. Don't get me wrong. Tennessee Tech hasn't played anybody, but 20 and a half is, I'm tempted to spicy meatball that thing because that's a lot of points. And I think Tennessee Tech is going to be playing with everything to prove in this game. Like you said, Alex, Kentucky's about turning their pads in. Not sure how locked in they're going to be to this game. Give me Tennessee Tech to cover 20 and a half.
So the model has Kentucky by 27, so it will take Kentucky to cover. Kentucky, if you look at the results, is such a weird team. You know, they take Texas to overtime, but then they turn around 2 weeks later and only beat Auburn by 7, and Auburn is really bad this year. Auburn might be a middle-of-the-pack CUSA team. They are so bad this year. I mean, if you watch much P4 football, which I don't as much as I used to. Chad says, what a weird time to schedule FCS team. This is what all the SEC teams do because their conference schedule starts in week 3, and then they have a bye at the end of the year. So that's traditionally where most of them slate their FCS games in. Was that last year, 2 years ago? Who did? Oh, it was the Citadel, I think. Alabama was only up by like 7.5, and everyone was freaking out. And they still won by 50 at the end. But anyhow,
Yeah, Chad says it's a weird place to schedule an FCS
I
team.
read the comment.
Just, oh, sorry. That's just SEC schedule. Sorry, I was.
Yeah, that's just
yeah. They've
good
done
to
that.
know how much you value my opinion, Brendan.
Sorry, I was daydreaming about Woodwood candles.
So
It could be worse. I could be falling asleep.
It's true. At 27, I like Tennessee Tech, but 20's hard. And I talked a big game on Twitter yesterday, so I'm going to be a chicken and backtrack it. But if it was like 24, I might take Tennessee Tech, but at 20, give me Kentucky.
I'll have faith in the FCS. I'll take Tennessee Tech. Kentucky did just beat Florida 38-7, but Florida's also not good. I think Tennessee Tech is pretty good, and they'll be motivated. So 20 and a half is, I like it. All right. First Missouri Valley game I got is UNI going to number 1 NDSU. NDSU's favored by a whopping 33.5 points.
So the model has the Bisons by 33.8. So it is just barely going to take NDSU to cover. And I don't know. I think they'll cover it mostly because it's UNI playing for it at this point, and it's in Fargo. And yeah, it's going to be a mud hole stomping. It's not going to be close.
Yeah, I think old Cole Payton is going to be looking for a get-right game in this. Not that he's been awful. They've been winning, obviously, but he hasn't been playing the way he did the first, I don't know, 8 weeks, 8 games of the season. He just hasn't been on that level. And I think he's going to be out to prove a point. So I will take NDSU at home because that UNI offense is not going to do anything against NDSU's defense. So not even their second string. They're not going to do anything. So give me NDSU to cover unless they're super not locked in. But they don't have any other big games to look ahead to. So yeah,
no,
give me
because they've got
NDSU to cover.
St. Thomas to end the season.
Right. Talking about a weird place to schedule a game. That's a weird one.
Well, it's because it's similar to the SEC thing.
I
The
know,
Valley scheduled them and USD to play week 4 because they did. So instead of taking their bye at the end of the year, they took a second bye by playing a Pioneer League team.
Yeah.
I'll actually take UNI in this one. I think they keep it close enough to cover. NDSU is coming off of 3 tough games, and they may not be as focused in this one. And so I will hope that UNI stays within 33.5. Next up, we've got number 12, UND is favored by 33 at Murray State.
I think Murray State covers in this one. UND will be licking their wounds a little bit after their game with NDSU. They've got the game with us afterwards. I think they're going to be not completely locked in with it being on the road. I think UND is going to win easily, but 33 is a huge number on the road. And if we know what Murray State does, usually it's cover. And you've got another, it's a little bit trap game-ish. I mean, they're not going to get trapped, but there's a little bit trap game-ish. So give me Murray State to cover this one.
Yeah, Model's got UND winning by 29.2, so it's going to take the Racers to cover, and I will as well, without completely repeating everything Brendan said. The only thing that gives me a little bit pause for concern is Murray State literally has the worst rushing defense in the FCS. And what is UND's biggest strength? It's their rushing offense.
Run game, yeah.
So that does give me a little pause for concern. But between it being on the road and licking their wounds from NDSU / looking towards end of the year, I think Murray covers. UND's in a weird spot too. They're the UNI of old, as I think you said on the B team, Brendan. They're 6-4, and all their best wins are their close losses to good teams. So
right,
they're
the good loss merchants right now. They really are the good loss merchants. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'll take UND winning big. Even it gives me a little pause on the road, and it gives me pause because I'm pretty sure I picked Murray State's game wrong every single time this year. But we'll go UND covering on the road.
Murray State's going to close that gap for me, baby. Let's go.
All right, we got Indiana State going to number 16, Youngstown State. Youngstown State's favored by 18.5 at home.
Model has Penguins only by 17.5, so it's actually going to take the trees to cover. And I'll disagree. As bad as Youngstown's offense still is, they gave up 30 whatever last week, and they had to score 45 to win that game. I think that's exactly why they cover, though. I think at this point they can see the finish line. They're 6-4 with 2 ranked wins. They've got 2 on paper easy games to end the year to close this out and make the postseason. I think at home, Phillips is going to have them up and ready to play, and they'll cover by about 20. I see this being like a 44-21 game. 45-21. He's my favorite score.
I'm so torn on this game because Youngstown has underperformed at home before against mediocre teams. But I think they're on a heater right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take them to cover in this game. I think hopefully they learned a lesson at Southern Illinois and don't come out sleepwalking. But with Brungard at quarterback, who I know everybody loves Taron Dickens, but Brungard does so much. It's crazy. Taron Dickens is incredible throwing the football, but man,
Brungard to be 80% of their total offense, if not slightly above that mark.
Right. To be the number four in the country rushing as the quarterback, and to number 2 in passing touchdowns, and have an equal or number 2 in rushing touchdowns, and then have an equal number of passing touchdowns as well, and not be a disaster throwing the football is just dumb. It's just dumb. Tom, I don't care.
It's
I care, but yeah. Sorry, I was wrong.
To look way too far ahead, Brungard has a year left too. So if they can get their defense improved or do a little work in the portal, how good is Youngstown going to be next year?
It could be very good.
They could.
If they find anybody, anybody to help that man out.
I will take Youngstown State's cover as well. I think that Indiana State, showed last week that they're not really ready to play defense anymore, and so we'll take Youngstown State to win by 19 or more.
If you have a
Next up, we
functioning
got-
offense, you can score a lot on Indiana State.
Yeah, turns out. Next up, we've got number 19 USD going to number 23 Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois is favored by 5 at home, which is a little surprising to me.
Oh, this one's mine, isn't it?
Mhm.
I am going to go, and it's -5. I think Southern Illinois has explosive enough of an offense to potentially get up by enough that it makes USD not able to do what they want to do, if that makes sense. I think they'll be able to do that. My concern is their defense hanging on, but I mean, they put up 38 on Youngstown State, they did struggle with North Dakota, NDSU, which are kind of similar concepts as USD. USD is obviously not what NDSU is, but boy, this is a tough one to pick. I think USD is going to have a bit of an emotional letdown after this one, plus it being on the road. You've just had 2 emotional wins in rivalry games. That, I mean, they're talking about on the radio just how much those games meant to Aiden Bowman. And so I think I'm going to take Southern Illinois to cover in this one. I think. No, it's going to be a 3-point game. Give me USD.
Oh, the late switch.
Late switch. I always am wrong when I do a late switch.
Yeah.
The model has Southern Illinois favored by 2.4, so it will take the Oats to cover, but Southern Illinois to win. There's just so many storylines. This is just such a weird game because I think, especially looking at this point in the season, USD is the better and more talented team, but stylistically, Southern Illinois is a nightmare for them. And that gives me pause for concern, obviously. I think I'll go with USD. I think they win this game to get in. I think they give up some yards, but it goes back to, I've been listening to the show all year. You've heard me talk about it. DJ Williams is such a good athlete, but his ball security is such an issue. And I think Aiden Bauman, especially after he had some struggles earlier in the year, does and will take care of the football. And I think a DJ Williams fumble and a pick or a couple picks or something like that's the difference in this one.
If USD loses this game, are they for sure out?
I'm not sure.
It's going to depend on what the bubble looks like. And that's a whole separate discussion you guys have heard me pontificate on in the effing chat. But there's going to be probably a couple 7-5 teams that get in, and I think there's one that clearly has the best resume, and they're probably a close second behind that team. But we won't talk about that until next week because hopefully it won't matter.
Yeah. We'll have to have someone on who's really plugged in. I don't know, maybe like someone blue who'd be going to Terre Haute with us or something.
Yeah, we can preview the Terre Haute trip.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. He's busy that night. I can already tell he's busy that
night. Yeah, this is a big game for both teams.
And we didn't talk about it yet. Maybe you're going to say it, Ben.
I was just going to say that Southern Illinois really needs this game too.
If they lose, they're probably done.
Yeah, they're sitting at 6-4. They've got
with
a game
D2
against
win.
Illinois State next week, and they got a D2 win on their resume. So, it's really, both these teams really need this game. I wish that it was a smaller spread, but I think I'll take Southern Illinois. I think USD regresses a little bit. They're hot, but I think they'll have a little bit of a letdown, like you were saying, and I think Southern Illinois gets it done at home.
Well, very few teams have stayed hot this season.
Yeah,
Everybody
that's
gets
very
hot for a shot, and then that's the end of that. So it's not terrible thinking.
Yep. Last but not least, number 15, Illinois State coming to number 20, SDSU. And SDSU is favored by 11 at home, which is another interesting spread.
Well, Alex and I were talking about this before the show. We're in agreement.
That's insane.
That's too many points. That's too many points. It's just
That's
too many
spicy.
points for how the teams
So
are playing. I don't think I've ever dropped a spicy meatball against SDSU before.
I know you haven't.
Wow. You know what, Alex? You talk. I'm going to think about this.
yeah, the model has the Jacks by 11.97, so it is going to take the good guys to cover. I'm going to be so happy if it happens, but I do not see it. You look at for behind the scenes, Ben was saying he thinks we need to make this a high possession game, and I don't know if you still feel that way, Ben, but I strongly, strongly disagree. If you look at the projected series conversion rates, ours is about, and that's if you average one team's offense, one team's defensive. If you take our offensive series conversion rate with our backup quarterbacks, with Illinois State's defense, it's like 75. And if you take Illinois State's offense with our defense, it's 74. So that already tells you this is going to be a close game. But the only other caveat I'll add to that is two of those games in our sample size are against Murray State and Indiana State. USD has an almost statistically identical defense to Illinois State, and our series conversion rate there was a little over 72. So I think that's closer. I talked about it with the guys a little bit tonight before the show. We've been fantastic at taking the ball away this year.
Well, not Ben, because Ben was in the takedown lobby waiting for us to start.
Yeah,
sending us pictures, going, "Where is everybody?"
Right.
I was like, man, I'm the first one here. This is weird.
Yeah, I'll talk about that at the end of the show. But Jalen Lee dropped a pick, and I don't fault him for that. It was hard. He made a great play to just break up the pass. He, jumped a route from a deep safety, a quick out, and got there. Jalen Lee's playing some fantastic football right now. But if he finds a way to hang on to that football Saturday, that's a game-changing play. We probably win that game. He might still be running with how much green was in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we're going to need, I think, is we're going to need, like I talked about at the start of the show, recapping the USC game. Some of these guys, especially if Chase doesn't play, I've heard same as everyone else. And, you talk to your doctor's wife's dog walker that is from Hurley and Chase is going to play. And then you talk to this person from Sioux Falls and their Chase's orthopedic surgeon and he doesn't have a foot anymore. So who knows what's going to happen? I think if it's Jack Henry, we need some of the young guys to step up. We need some of the other playmakers that are playing to make those plays in the margins. And then defensively, we need to steal possession to really feel good about this. If we try to come out and match them punch for punch offensively, that's not going to work. We're going to need to slow the game down. We're going to need to play good defense. And I think that's our recipe for success. Hogs are going to have a good game. We're going to have to run the ball. I think steal possession, control the clock, execute on explosives when they're there, and we'll be okay. But it's going to have to be a complete and total team performance. Before I turn it over to Brendan, Jim Poppin asks, Alex, what were your thoughts on the Color Rush game? I don't know how it looked on TV, but it looked really good in person. The neon green field. I hope they got it. I wasn't gonna down talk the Dakota Dome, but I'll give my 2 cents. The home side that's already renovated actually looks way better. The away side is still old, and the concourses are narrow, and it's garbage. So I'll be curious to see what it looks like after they do the second round of renovations here. I hope that field is 2 years old, and I hope they got a deposit or a warranty or something on it, because there is already I don't know if you could see it on TV, but there are massive sections of it that are tore up already. I mean, it's bad. I don't know if they bought the cheap stuff or what, but anyhow, to answer Jim's question, it looked good in person. I don't know how it looked on TV, but
Yeah, it looked great on TV. It looked terrific. Yeah, so I don't know if Ben's pretending to be frozen, but he looks frozen. So
frozen.
anyways, he is frozen. But I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I can hear
you're
you.
back.
You're not moving. Anyways, this is a spicy meatball to me. I don't know what you did. That
maybe
for.
I am.
Oh, that's not good. That's worse. All right, there we go. But anyways, this is a spicy meatball to me. Seth brought up something I was not aware of. Seth Meyer, he said, fun fact, in the last 3 games we ran exactly 1 play from inside the red zone. So
I did know that, actually.
Who's doing this? Chad?
Say, Chad or Ben? Who's messing with
Someone's screwing with stuff. But anyways, that's not good. One trip inside the red zone for 3 games is not good, and it wasn't deep in the red zone. That needs to be rectified.
Do you know how we got there?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Probably it was the wide receiver pass against NDSU.
Oh, yep.
So even more confidence there for you.
Yeah.
That's good. That's such a weird stat though, because considering we had
it's got to be 2 then, because we ran
offense.
we ran 1 play inside the red zone, I think, last
yeah,
game.
we did.
No, I went back and looked. That field goal attempt I said was wrong. It was from the 22. So we
okay. We have only ran 1.
We kicked a field goal from the 22 and threw a pick from the 24 last week.
Gotcha.
Isn't the red zone 25?
I wish.
No, it's the 20, brother.
I thought it was.
No, it's the 20.
Yeah.
News to me.
Always has been. It's because that's where you got the ball kick up. Well, anyways.
It is a weird stat because we had 400 yards of offense against Indiana State.
Right.
And didn't take 1 snap inside the red
possession. Zone. Didn't take a snap inside the red zone. That's like, that's got to be the first time that's ever happened. Actually, we should look that up. We'll have to submit it to ESPN.
Sickos committee.
Proudly put our name on that. Yeah.
Right.
And then, I mean, against USD, it's not like, we got blown out or whatever. I mean, we were in that game and we still didn't get inside the red zone. That's just
crazy. Well, penalties, man. That's something for me. First off, our offense has not been putting up a ton of points. I'd like to think Chase changes that to an extent when he gets back. I don't think it's going to be a cure-all, but I think it's absolutely going to make a difference. But like Damien says, it's a consistency issue. It's getting a penalty. It's getting a negative play that we can't recover from. But especially last game, it was penalties. Just kept killing ourselves with penalties. I said it on the B team. This offense is not designed to be off schedule. And when you've got a redshirt freshman quarterback who's your 3rd-string guy in his first game ever, behind the sticks is not where you want to be. It's not good. Especially when one of his big threats is running the ball. And just one guy missing a block, whatever. And you're facing a good team who can score, and we have a good defense that'll limit them. But I think expecting to win by 11 is crazy. That's this is spicy meatball area territory for sure for me.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned consistency. I think even outside of the penalties, it's offensive consistency in terms of blocking and execution, whether it's executing the play correctly or just executing an individual block correctly. And that's why I caution the criticism of Idesness is because there were a few times where I look back, I was like questioning those calls, and I look back and I'm like, actually, it was schemed up perfectly, and we had the advantage, and all we had to do is make the block, and it was a first down, and it would have been like, oh man, that was a brilliant call by Idesness. And so that's just caution the criticism there, because and it's not, I'm not saying you should now criticize the players, because we have a lot of guys that are, inexperienced and, should they make the blocks on every play, sure, but they're also 18 to 22-year-olds.
Well, it's not the same person every play either,
That too.
No.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
inconsistency.
we have inconsistency across the board and lack of execution across the board that is leading to some of the issues that we're having. Now we're a good enough team that even with those issues, we're still in games. But come Saturday, that is going to need to be cleaned up, because I don't think that Illinois State's not the type of team that you can have those issues against and win. They have a good enough offense, and our offense just hasn't looked good. Obviously, we talked about the red zone stats in the last 3 games.
Here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I say it was clunky even when Chase was in there. I mean, we had the 4 straight 3-and-outs on Hobo Day, but you still put up 30 points because Chase is that electric of a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's the reality, is that Chase was covering up a lot, I think, and I assume that your guys' picks for Illinois State is assuming that Chase is not playing.
I think
that's
even
what you're
if he is,
basing. Are you saying even if he does play?
even if he plays,
Yeah, I
I
think
still
it's a
think
tight
11
game.
and a half is too much, but I like our odds better if he plays, obviously. I think it's truly a coin flip, and I think it truly has been the last few weeks. And based upon Dan's words, he's trying to rehab a soft tissue injury. This is all speculative. I know nothing. But it sounds like he's trying to rehab a soft tissue injury, and it's one of those things that you don't know until it's clear, because it's a soft tissue injury and it's a pain management thing. And Dan said specifically in his press conference, as soon as he passes some rehab milestones, he is good to go. But as of Tuesday morning, he had not passed those yet.
Well, and I don't even know if it's pain management thing, because pain management thing makes it sound like, well, it's if Chase can just tough it out. And I don't think it's one of those things. I think it's a worsening an injury that could get worse.
Yes,
thing.
sorry.
Yeah. That I think is more what it is, because I think people hear it's pain management and the old school, well, then tough it out.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Put him out
Ronnie
there.
Lott had his finger cut off at halftime and whatever. It's like, okay, I can be part of it, but yeah. So, anyways, that's our deal. So,
Yeah, and not to say, I mean, Jack Henry has done a very good job, and for him to go and do what he did in the Dome against USD,
That was a great performance.
very, very good performance. And it's not to say that if we have him, we're not going to beat Illinois State. It's just that he's obviously still learning. Chase is 3 years into being a college quarterback. Jack Henry is not. And so there's a difference there. And I think we can win with Jack Henry if we execute. If we if we protect the ball and execute, I think we win with Jack Henry. I really do. And with Chase Mason, I would take SDSU to cover the spread if Chase Mason was playing. Not knowing that, I will take Illinois State to cover, just because I think that I think Jack Henry plays, and I think it's a close game. I think SDSU, I think we do win. I think that we see the most focused effort out of our team. And I do think there was a level of focus and a level of intensity down against USD. But I think that ramps up, and we use the home atmosphere, which hopefully it's a raucous environment. We talked about on the B team that huge opportunity to make a difference in this game. The players really need us. And so be there, be loud, show up.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. This team definitely can win with Jack Henry. And when, the thing is, when we say he did really well, it's on a scale, right? You're grading on a curve. He's young. It's his first start, everything else. And he really did do well. But to consistently win against ranked teams, he's got a ways to go. That's just, the whole team does. That's just the way it is. But they absolutely can win against Illinois State if they, play good disciplined football consistently throughout the game, for sure. I actually think Chase will play because everybody here is hearing, well, Dan sounds like he's not going to play and all this stuff. Well, he sure made it sound like he might play the last 3 weeks, and all of a sudden he's making it sound like, well, he's got to hit the milestones, and boy, I don't know. Gosh, I hope he's ready. He would love to play, and he said that he would love to play line a lot, but he leaned a little more into the I don't think he can play this week line than he has for the last 3.
That's fair.
Stop it.
So
You're getting me excited. Knock it off. I'm just going to assume he's not playing.
Hey, whatever you need to do for your mental health and anxiety during this, you do it.
Probably
man.
just not watch Jackrabbit football anymore.
Right. Not this season anyhow.
I'm just not that guy. I'm not a worrier. What's going to be is going to be. So I'm cool with whatever, because me getting all wound up and anxious about it before the game is not going to affect whether he plays or not. So I'm not going to do it, but I understand it. But I think there's a chance he plays this week. I really do.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. We shall see.
Jim says Ben needs a session. It's probably me. I just push it down inside. Just push it down into the dark place and it stays there.
Like Bill Burr.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else before we get out of here?
Like we talked about, Alex's lemonade stand tonight. If you want to know Chase is playing, $1,000 and sign an NDA. In all seriousness, it's a good fundraiser. Chase is a super awesome dude. Come say hi. Come donate some money. Do the Lemon Top Challenge at Cubbies. What are you going to say, Brendan?
On that note, the Yotes just dumped a bunch of money into Aiden Bauman. He's up to 20,000, basically 21,000. They just dumped in Lee and Lindsay. Michael donated $2,000, and Dan Meineke donated $2,000. So they have some they have some people anxious. So it's going to be a fight down to the wire, which is going to be a lot of fun. But we got to keep pushing.
So yeah, last
David
week
Jackson, by the way, he donated $515 to Chase. So that's awesome.
But yeah, so unfortunately on the field, unless there's a playoff matchup, that ship has sailed. But we can still beat them at ALS, and then that was going to be the last thing. Should I put in the comments? Takedown tomorrow night at 8. So when you get done over at Cubbies, fire that up. We're going to have assistant head coach Cody Caldwell on. He's going to help us recap the Tiger Style and Bison Opens. We had some really good results out of the guys there, and preview our home events. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But if you're looking for something to do Friday, maybe you're coming into town for the game Friday night and looking for something to do, Augustana Duel at 7. And then if you're looking for something to do Sunday, Warren Williamson Open. Or maybe it's not an open anymore. Maybe it's an invite. It used to be the DAC Open. It's on the Warren Williamson Memorial. It may be an open. It may be an invite. But either way, come watch some wrestling. And here's talk about it tomorrow.
Hell yeah. One last thing on Alex's lemonade stand. We had $140 from the FCS Lemon Top incentive. If we want to cover the gap right now with USD, if every person who's watching has 5 people or 4 extra people and themselves do the Lemon Top challenge, that gap will be erased immediately. $140. That's 14 people did it. It's free. Just take a picture of the lemon on your head. I'll buy the lemon. We have lemons at the tailgate every Saturday. Come down, do Lemon Top Challenge photo. Do them with Chase at Cubbies, and we can cover that gap without anybody having to spend a dime. And I know we have the fan base to do it. We're just not doing it. So I'm going to be making my wife do it, my daughter do it, my neighbors do it. Everybody's going to be doing a Lemon Top Challenge this week.
And lastly, shout out to the men's basketball team. They're hanging in there against Oregon. It's like a really close game with like 6 minutes left. So go if you got. I guess you have to have Peacock to watch that, which sucks. But if you've got Peacock, go check that out.
Oh, I do not. That's lame.
Yeah.
All right. Like Jim sometimes says, he hasn't said it yet. He really doesn't want to be done with this. We are over. We're over an hour, Jim. Where were you? There he is. Go big, go blue.
Go Jacks.
Go Jack.